Okay, I'm about to read my fourth chapter of my book, Fixed. It's called Flashback, and it's about when March is thinking back, of when she was at Fixed. So let's get started here, and just tell you it's not all about the flashback. I just called it that because it's mostly about that. So she looked at us when she was trying to remember something. In the meantime, she was remembering what happened back at Fix, and this is what happened. "Hey, March, the counselor wants to speak with you." "Sure," March said. When she went to the council room, they said, "February has not come back yet," the counselor said. "Well, I fear for the worst, March." "So what are you going to do?" March said. "I'm going to keep you an extra day to see if February comes back." Then they waited 5 days, and that is when the 31st of February came, and the council could not wait any longer. "Call March in here again," Councilman 12 said. March came in within 2 minutes. "Yes," she said. "We're going to let out the shadow stealers." "What? Why?" March said. "Because I know she's going to stay there. I just know it. We're 5 days ahead of Earth days, but I have a feeling she's not coming back." "But Councilman, it is impossible to love more than 1 month girl, is it not?" "Yeah, but this guy that I picked is different from the others." "What do you mean?" March said. "Well, as you know, I'm allowed to get the 3 sentences from the Earth of what the boy says, and one of them was, I'm going to try and love all 12-month girls." "So that is why you're worried," March said. "Yes, but there is one thing I'm worried about. I'm worried about letting out the shadow stealers. They might not comprehend with us, since we locked them in there for 5 years because of the incident that happened 5 years ago." Put that back. "What happened 5 years ago, Councilman number 12? March asked. Well, I'll tell you. Well, as you know, the shadow stealers were made for the month girl's protection, but I do not know what went wrong, but one of them snapped, and if one snapped, they all snapped. So instead of protecting them, they were ordered to kill them. They almost killed December last time. We saved her just in the nick of time, but it was horrible because what happened was she had to stay in the hospital for a year." "Holy crap, that is a long time," March said. "For now, but is she okay?" March said. "For now, but sometimes she freaks out of the dreams she has. We might have to let her go." But when March said that out loud, I meant that we're going to kill her, and that was me, like, she's telling the story, and I was, like, thinking, my character was, like, thinking of what she said out loud, and I'm like, they're just going to kill her. And let out the queen, and let the queen have a new December. Yeah, but I think that is for the best to let her go. We're giving her one more chance, and if this boy does not take her, we're letting her go." "Sounds good," March said. Always back on the topic. We need to see if the black shadow stealers will help us. Come on, let's go to the basement and talk to those things. March, the council number 12. "You can go talk to them, Councilman. I can't stand those things." "Okay, suit yourself." But when I left him alone in 12 minutes, the shadow stealers broke out, and I made all 16,000 of them. We were able to destroy the ones that were at Fix, but there was only 1,000 of them. The others 15,000 went to Earth, and since you guys saw them, they're probably in Japan only. For now, because they want to destroy the month girls, most likely they came here is because they're unprotected, but they were wrong since Warren was able to protect you. So that is how they got out," I said. "Yeah," March said. "That is why it is your fault," March said. February said, "Hey, but he protected us from those things, though." "Yeah, but how did you kill them, Warren?" How did I said. Well, the first one I pushed out a window, and I did not know if I killed it or not, so I stabbed it with a steak knife right on its heart, right on it, onto its heart. So did you see if it turned to ash? No, I said. The only thing was on my mind that I wanted to protect them. Okay, did you do the same to those? Not exactly, I said. Well, I killed them with some swords I got in the mail. What type of swords were they? They're katanas, I said. Okay. Where did you get them from? I did not know. All the letter said is use them well. She said. Well, what type of metal is it? Another thing I do not know, I said. Why care what metal it is, anyways? Because any normal swords could not hurt those things, Warren March said. We're going to find out what metal it is, okay? I said. Okay, I said. On the way to the lab to test what the metal was, we ran into some guys. Hey, where do you think you guys are going? Who would like to know? I said. How about hand over those girls to us? He said. He grabbed March and his buddy grabbed February. Hey, let them go. I said. What are you going to do about it, kid? I looked at his eyes and his eyes glowed red. He generated those shadow stealers. They're shadow stealers. How can you be so sure? Because one of their eyes glowed red. I pulled out my swords and pointed at the shadowmen. What are you going to do with that? Those will put a scar on us. You think so? I said. I swung the sword at his buddy and his head got cut off and disappeared in ash. Fairy ran over to me, crying, holding on to me. I said, now let March go. I said, now let March go. Come any closer and I kill her, he said. Well, what are you going to do now, Warren? He said. To get close to March, but I could not, I thought. I waited to think of something, but I could not. I looked at March and she was crying, but I was weak. I did not know what to do. I finally looked at March. All of a sudden, as soon as I blinked, I flashed over by March and swung my sword at the shadow man and cut off his arm he was holding March with, and I said, now rot in hell, and stabbed him right into his heart, and he disappeared. March ran up to me and said, Warren, I was so scared, and I thought you were just going to leave me. As I said, as long as I'm here, I'm not going to let anyone hurt you month girls. But the councilman said no normal human can protect. Well, as what you just saw, I'm not a normal human. She smiled at me. Okay, let's go to the lab and figure out what type of metal this is. Well, that was a very short chapter. It was mostly for the flashback, but yeah. So that was the 4th chapter. I hope you guys liked it, and I will probably finish the next chapter next Monday or any other day in that week.